Time Management Secrets of Millionaires, Tracy. Overwhelmed and under pressure, Alex. Martinez stared at his laptop screen, heart pounding. His startup's dashboard was a sea of red. Missed deadlines, overdue invoices, customer complaints. His to-do list had mutated into a monster of 87 action items. He'd barely slept in 3 nights. Every time he thought about tomorrow, a knot formed in his stomach. Just 18 months ago, Alex had been brimming with excitement. He'd quit his corporate job to launch Pulse, a subscription service that used artificial intelligence to predict consumer trends for small retailers. He'd invested his savings, recruited a lean team, and sketched ambitious plans on whiteboards. But enthusiasm alone hadn't paid the bills. Now, with investors asking for progress reports and rent due next week, Alex felt drowning. He'd lost control of his time, and without control of his time, there could be no control of his life or business. Late that night, alone in his small home office, Alex stumbled across a book by Tracy. The title jumped off the shelf. "Eat That Frog." The cover showed a cartoon frog on a plate with a fork and knife. Intrigued, Alex picked it up. He flipped to a random page and read, "You can do 2 things at once, but you can't focus effectively on 2 things at once." That sentence hit him like thunder. He didn't need more hours in the day. He needed mastery of the hours he already had. This was Alex's breaking point and his awakening. Facing the frog, Tracy's most famous metaphor is simple. If you have to eat a live frog first thing every morning, and you know it's the worst thing on your plate, then by doing it early, you've already done the hardest task of the day. Everything else will feel easier. For Alex, the frog wasn't literal. His frog was high priority, high-impact work he'd been avoiding, finalizing the MVP, minimum viable product, for his flagship analytics dashboard, which would unlock the next round of funding. Alex realized he'd spent weeks scrolling social media, tweaking minor features, and sending endless emails, all distractions to avoid the real hard work. He'd been nibbling at crumbs instead of devouring the frog. He decided to adopt Tracy's advice. Identify your frog, determine the single task that will move your startup forward most dramatically. Plan to eat it first. Schedule it at the very start of your day, when your energy is highest. Do it daily. Make frog eating a ritual, not a one-off event. The next morning at 6 a.m., Alex sat at his desk, opened his code editor, and began coding the new dashboard interface. For 3 uninterrupted hours, he typed reference design mockups and tested user flows. No Slack, no notifications, no email. He was in deep focus. When lunch arrived, the splash page was fully integrated with live data. The frog was gone, and Alex felt a rush of confidence. He'd done the hardest thing first. Clarity of vision. Tracy teaches that clear goals are the foundation of effective time management. Without knowing exactly where you're going, every direction looks the same and time slips away. Alex realized his goal for Pulsea had been vague. Build a successful data analytics startup. He needed specificity. Inspired by Tracy's SMART criteria: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. Alex rewrote his objectives. Specific: launch the AI dashboard with 3 core analytics modules: sales forecasting, inventory optimization, customer insights. Measurable: acquire 50 paying subscribers and generate $5,000 in monthly recurring revenue MRR. Achievable: based on market research, a pilot group of 200 retailers showed 30% conversion potential. Relevant: revenue will cover operational costs and justify hiring a second developer. Time-bound: achieve these metrics within 90 days. With these crystal-clear SMART goals, Alex felt energized. Each morning, he reviewed the 5 targets and visualized completion. He wrote them on a sticky note and placed it on his monitor. Every action, every email, every development sprint was now in service of those goals. Within 2 weeks, he'd already onboarded 10 pilot users. He tracked progress daily, celebrating small wins. First configuration completed, first customer login, First positive user feedback. These micro-victories fueled his momentum, planning every day in advance. 1 of Brian Tracy's golden laws is to plan each day in advance. A leader without a plan is like a ship without a rudder. Alex embraced the ritual. Sunday evening, spend 30 minutes drafting the upcoming week's schedule. Daily evening, spend 10 minutes reviewing tomorrow's calendar and task list. Morning, review. Spend 5 minutes reaffirming top 3 priorities. On that first Sunday, Alex blocked time in his calendar. Monday, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., finalize data pipeline integration. Monday, 10 a.m., 11 a.m., team stand-up and task assignment. Monday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., customer feedback calls, pilot group. Monday, 3:30 p.m. to 5 p.m., marketing copy for new landing page. Every block had a clear deliverable. He resisted the temptation to add low-value tasks. Empty slots remained for buffer time to handle emergencies or distractions because Tracy warned that rigidity without flexibility leads to frustration. The discipline paid off. By midday Monday, the integration tests passed, the team felt. Aligned customers appreciated the call and suggested minor tweaks, which Alex logged for the next sprint. Productivity soared because every minute had a purpose. The 80/20ths rule. Tracy often cites the Pareto principle. 80% of results come from 20% of effort. The trick is identifying that vital 20%. Alex analyzed his activity. Customer support emails to 40% of time, but yielded 0 new revenue. Feature development to 30% of time drove product improvement. Networking and partnerships to 10% of time generated high-value leads. Bug fixes and maintenance to 20% of time kept customers afloat. He realized he was drowning in support and maintenance. While necessary, these tasks should not consume his prime hours. Following Tracy's guidance, Alex restructured. Delegate all routine support queries to a part-time virtual assistant. Automate repetitive bug reporting workflows with a ticketing system. Invest more core hours in strategic development and partnership building. He hired Sophia, freelance support specialist, and spent one afternoon training her. He created templates for common customer issues. Then he redirected his focus to the top 20% of tasks that generated traction, refining the AI model, negotiating distributor deals, and pitching to angel investors. Within a month, monthly support hours fell by 60%, while new partnership inquiries doubled. Alex's shift from firefighting to forward-thinking paid exponential dividends. The power of written goals and daily review. Brian Tracy insists on writing down your goals. The act of writing imprints them on your subconscious and forces clarity. Alex formalized his process: annual goals, revenue targets, team size, product milestones, quarterly objectives, new features, subscriber thresholds, marketing campaigns. Monthly metrics: MRR, churn rate, customer satisfaction scores. Weekly objectives: number of demos scheduled, code reviews completed. Daily tasks: top 3 frog items plus 2 supporting tasks every evening. Alex opened his goal journal and answered 3 questions. What did I accomplish today? What did I learn? What will I do differently tomorrow? This practice gave him unprecedented self-awareness. He noticed patterns days when he was most creative, tasks that drained him, distractions that crept in. By adjusting his schedule to align high-energy periods with critical tasks, he maximized productivity while preserving energy. After 6 weeks, Alex measured his output. He delivered 4 major features instead of the originally planned 2. His January Mr. R target of $3,500 was met by February's end. He felt in control for the first time since starting Pulse AI, time blocking, and single-task focus. Modern entrepreneurs idolize multitasking, but Tracy reminds us that true productivity is single-task focus. Each task deserves your undivided attention. Alex adopted time blocking. Focus block 6 a.m., 9 a.m., deep work coding, strategizing, writing. Communication block 11 a.m., 12 p.m., emails, Slack messages, calls. Collaboration block 2 p.m., 4 p.m. Team meetings, brainstorming. Learning block 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., reading industry articles, skill development, buffer block remaining hours, admin, emergencies, personal breaks. He set his phone to do not disturb during focus blocks. He turned off email notifications. During each block, he worked on only that category. It's eliminated context, costs, and reduced mental fatigue. 1 week later, Alex completed a complex API integration 3 days ahead of schedule. Before, that task would have dragged on for 2 weeks, interrupted by Slack pings and quick just one more thing tangents. Now his time blocks created a sanctuary for deep work, delegation, and leverage. Brian. Tracy teaches that the most valuable skill for a leader is delegation. You grow only to the extent that you can free yourself from minutia and focus on high-leverage activities. Alex evaluated his team's skills. Maria, marketing assistant, strong in content creation and social media. Dev Team 1, junior developer. Good at routine features. Sophia, support specialist, efficient at customer service. But Alex was still doing finance, HR paperwork, and occasional server maintenance. He made a critical decision. If a task could be done by someone else, in 80% of the time he would delegate.